You might think your website's SEO is pretty shipshape, but here's a real shocker. Even experienced site owners often make these fundamental SEO errors that are quietly sinking their rankings.
It's true. And the data backs it up.
Get this, a whopping 68% of sites making these kinds of mistakes saw their traffic just nosedive by at least 31% after the last big Google update. And the worst part, most were completely blindsided.
Didn't even know why it happened.
Exactly. So how confident are you really that you know what Google actually wants in 2025? Because honestly, what worked even a year ago might be the very thing holding you back now.
The goalposts are always shifting, aren't they?
They really are. So consider this your a quick start guide, a 5-step rescue mission maybe, to uncover and fix these crucial SEO concepts that most people misunderstand or just flat out bungle.
Let's dive in. These aren't super secret hacks either.
No, that's the surprising thing. We're talking core principles, the nuts and bolts that just get mishandled all the time.
It just shows, with search always changing, getting that foundation absolutely solid is, well, it's everything for success.
Absolutely. So step 1 in our little tutorial here, cracking the code of search intent. And this goes way beyond just looking at keywords.
Right. Most people do keyword research. They think, okay, I know what people are typing.
But here's the kicker. A massive 76% of pages that aren't performing well, they actually target the right keywords, but totally miss what the user really wants.
Yeah, it's like you said before we started ordering pizza and getting salad. Technically food, but
yeah,
not the point.
Exactly. People fixate on the literal words, the query itself, but they don't dig into the why behind it. And Google, it's gotten incredibly good at understanding user needs.
Oh, absolutely. Just matching keywords is, well, it's yesterday's news, really.
Okay, take best running shoes. Seems simple enough, right? But think about it. When you search that, are you ready to buy, right now?
Maybe, maybe not.
Or are you just starting research? Comparing brands, features? Maybe you just want reviews first.
The intent could be totally different for different people, or even the same person at different times. Informational, commercial, transactional.
And this disconnect, it has serious consequences for your rankings, doesn't it?
It really does.
Yeah.
Google watches how users interact. If someone clicks your page and hits back straight away, that's a high bounce rate, or they barely stay low dwell time.
Yeah.
It basically screams to Google, this page didn't help.
So how do we fix this? How do we align with intent? It's like a 3-part treasure map. First step.
First, you got to put on your detective hat. Analyze the current top 10 results for your target keyword. What's actually ranking right now?
What kind of pages are they? What are they offering the searcher?
Precisely. Look for the patterns. Are they mostly blog posts, e-commerce pages, comparison sites? That gives you a huge clue about the dominant intent Google sees.
Okay, makes sense. Then step 2.
Identify the main type of content. Is it a deep dive guide, a quick list, a product grid? This sharpens your focus even more.
And the third part, this is where people often slip up, isn't it?
I think so. You have to go deeper. Dissect the specific questions being answered on those top pages.
Right. So back to our best coffee maker example. You might think people just want a list, but maybe the top results also answer things like which one is most durable, or best value under $100, or how easy is it to clean?
If you miss those specific user reads, your content looks incomplete compared to the competition. Google notices.
Gotcha. And you had a pro tip for spotting this problem.
Yeah, a quick check. Pop into your Google Search Console, look for keywords with high impressions, lots of people seeing your link, but a low click-through rate, low CTR.
Okay.
That's often a big red flag. It suggests your page title or description, or maybe the content itself, isn't matching what people expected when they searched that term. The intent is off.
It really is all about the why, not just the what. Okay, charting a course to mistake number 2. This one can really mess up your site's whole structure. Incorrect internal linking.
Yeah, yes. This one often gets treated like, well, an afterthought. People might just sort of sprinkle links around.
Yeah, or use old tactics like stuffing links in the foot, like building a house with no hallways, right?
Exactly. They think, okay, check the box, added internal links,
Yeah.
but there's no real strategy. But get this.
Yeah.
There was a big study, wasn't there?
Massive. Sites with a strategic internal linking plan outperformed others in search visibility by 43%. That is definitely not chump change.
The key word is strategic. Your site's authority, that link juice people talk about, it needs to flow logically. The water system analogy is perfect. Links are the pipes.
Bad plumbing means some pages get flooded with authority, others are left totally dry.
Precisely. So, fixing the plumbing. 3 key steps here. First,
Establish clear topic clusters. Group your content around main subjects, like central hubs of knowledge.
So organize things logically. If you're a gardening site, maybe a cluster for tomatoes, other for pest control, things like that.
Makes sense. Second step.
Create dedicated hub pages for each cluster. These connect all the related content together, your main category page, basically.
So the tomatoes hub page would link out to articles on different varieties, diseases, harvesting tips, all of it.
Exactly. And the third crucial step, anchor text.
Ah, yes. Not just click here or read more.
Right. No, use descriptive anchor text, include keyword variations, tell users and Google what the link page is about.
So in an article on tomato blight, you might link back to the hub page with anchor text like more tips for growing healthy tomatoes.
Or link to another relevant article using best organic tomato fertilizers. It shows the relationship. It signals relevance.
And doing this builds that. What did the SEO smarty pants call it? Topical authority.
That's the one. It shows Google you've got comprehensive coverage on a subject, you're an expert resource, and the results.
It can be pretty dramatic. The
Correct.
source mentioned a site boosting organic traffic by 78% in just 60 days with this cluster strategy.
It works. So, quick pause for everyone listening. Think about your internal linking. Is it mapped out, intentional, or just random? If it's random, you're likely missing out.
It's definitely something to check. Okay, let's plunge into slightly more technical waters. Fundamental mistake number 3, messing up canonical tags.
Yeah, this sounds a bit like techie mumbo-jumbo maybe, but stick with us. Getting this wrong can cost thousands of visitors. Seriously.
And the surprising thing, a recent audit found 59% of e-commerce sites had improper canonicals, even sites run by people who thought they knew their stuff.
It's surprisingly common.
So what are canonical tags exactly? They're like little signposts for Google, right?
Basically, yes. When you have similar content on different URLs, the canonical tag tells Google, hey, this one is the main version, index this one.
But people mess this up how? Forgetting them all together.
That happens. Or using them inconsistently. Or, the worst, pointing them to the wrong URL, like sending Google down a dead end.
Okay, give us an example. The blue widget.
Perfect. You sell a blue widget, it might show up in the widgets category, maybe on the sale page, maybe in new arrivals.
3 different URLs, same product.
Exactly. Without a canonical tag pointing all variations to one preferred URL, Google might see it as duplicate content. It gets confused, doesn't know which one to rank.
And they might all suffer. Okay, so the correct way. It's a 4-step fix.
Yep. First, find all your duplicate or very similar content. Be thorough.
Second.
Decide on one preferred canonical URL for each set of duplicates.
Preferred.
Add the rel canonical tag to the HTML head section of all the other versions, making sure each tag points directly to your chosen preferred URL.
And fourth, the sitemap.
Right. Make sure your XML sitemap only includes the canonical URLs. Don't list the duplicates there. Reinforce the message to Google.
Got it. And these tags are more like strong suggestions than commands.
They are. So to really strengthen the signal, you should also consistently link internally to your preferred URL and use 3-in-1 redirects for any pages that are truly identical and need consolidating.
Combine those signals,
Okay.
and the payoff can be big.
Huge. The source mentioned a client whose product pages jumped from page 3 to page 1 in just 3 weeks after fixing their canonicals. That's massive visibility gain.
Wow. Okay, moving on. Let's talk about a file that's been around forever but still causes problems. Our sources found errors in 23% of 10,000 sites analyzed.
Yes. The humblerobots.txt file.
Mistake number 4. Robots.txt misconfigurations. Simple file, potentially huge impact. It's the bouncer for your website, isn't it?
It really is. Tells search engine bots where they can and can't crawl. But it's frighteningly easy to mess up and accidentally lock Google out of important areas.
And the common errors. Blocking whole sections by mistake.
Yep. Accidentally putting disallow.blog, for example, or blocking CSS and JavaScript files, which means Google can't render the page properly.
So Google can't see it like a user does. What else?
Using the wrong syntax in the commands, bots just ignore it. Or blocking important pages while letting crawlers waste time on low-value stuff, like a bouncer letting in troublemakers but blocking VIPs.
Ouch! And the example of the blog that couldn't rank.
Classic case. A single line, disallow.blog, was killing their entire content marketing effort. Just invisible to Google.
So the fix? Regular audits.
Definitely. Regularly check your robots.txt. Make sure you're not blocking anything critical. Be specific with your directives. Don't use super broad rules unless you really mean it.
And testing is key, right? Before it goes live.
Crucial. Use Google's own robots.txt testing tool before you upload any changes. It catches errors. Then, after you make changes, Monitor your crawl stats in Search Console. Make sure bots are going where you expect.
And there's a quick check people can do in Search Console.
Yeah, in the coverage report, look under excluded pages. If you see important URLs listed with the reason blocked by robots.txt, you've found a problem.
Good tip. And fixing this can have a dramatic effect.
Oh yeah. The source mentioned a site seeing a 340% increase in index pages and 126% organic traffic boost after fixing a major robots.txt error. Shows you the power of that little file.
Incredible. Okay, home stretch. Fifth and final fundamental mistake. This one's super relevant now with Google's focus on helpful content.
Title tags. But going beyond just keywords.
Exactly. Mistake number 5. A title tag strategy that only focuses on keywords. We all know keywords matter in titles, but the game has changed, hasn't it?
It really has. User engagement, especially that click-through rate, the CTR from search results, it's absolutely paramount now. Your title tag is your ad headline. It needs to grab attention.
The numbers don't lie either. That study, titles with high emotional value got almost 14% higher CTR than neutral ones with the same keywords.
Nearly 14%. That's a huge difference in actual visitors making it to your site.
But so many people are still stuck just stuffing keywords in, right? They rank okay, maybe, but no one clicks.
And if no one clicks, Google notices that low engagement. Eventually, they'll likely demote you. Even if you technically rank for the keyword, it's not helpful if users don't choose it.
So the winning strategy for 2025, what does it involve?
Several things. First, think emotional triggers. Curiosity. Urgency. What makes someone want to click?
Okay, what else?
Clear value proposition. What will the user get from your page? Make it obvious in the title.
Numbers and data.
Strategically, yes, if it fits. 7 ways, or save 30%. Power words can help too. Words that evoke a response.
And length is still important. Keep it concise.
Yeah, that 50-60 character sweet spot. Avoid getting cut off mid-sentence in the results. Looks messy.
Right. So instead of a boring title like Best Home Office Chairs for Back Pain,
you could try something like 7 ergonomic office chairs that eliminated my back pain in 2 weeks.
Much more specific. Promises a real outcome. I know which one I'd click.
Exactly. And the source saw average CTR boosts of 27% just by optimizing titles like this without even touching the page content.
That's just, wow. Purely the power of the title. And how can people spot this issue on their own site?
Back to Search Console again. Look for pages ranking, well, say positions 1 to 5, but with a below average CTR for that position. Those are prime candidates for title tag TLC.
Awesome. Okay, we have definitely covered a ton of ground with these 5 fundamental mistakes. It's so clear that nailing these basics is, well, it's absolutely essential for getting real SEO results.
It really is. And hey, if you want to dive deeper into any of this, grab checklists, find tools to help, make sure you had.
Visit the links in the description below.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
All right, let's bring it all together. Quick self-assessment time. See how well these fundamentals are sitting with you. Grab a mental notepad. 5 key questions for you listening.
Question number 1. Have you really analyzed the actual user intent behind, say, your top 20 target keywords? Not just the topic, but the specific needs, the why.
Question 2. Could you, right now, maybe on a napkin, sketch out your website's internal linking structure? Is there a clear map showing how authority flows?
Question 3. When was the last time you did a proper audit of your canonical tags, like within the last 3 months? Are you sure they're right in tackling any sneaky duplicate content?
Question 4, that robots.txt file. When did you last actually review and test it? Are you absolutely certain you're not blocking anything important?
And number 5, thinking about your best performing pages. What specific emotional triggers, if any, are you using in those title tags to really encourage those clicks from the search results? Now, be honest. If you hesitated or couldn't confidently say yes to even one of those, it's a pretty strong sign your site could use a foundational SEO checkup.
But here's the good news, the really encouraging part. Fixing these fundamental things often leads to surprisingly fast and significant results. Our sources mention their agency sees an average organic traffic boost of 83% in just 90 days, just by focusing on these 5 areas.
83% in 3 months, that is phenomenal potential, and it just hammers home the point, right? It's tempting to chase every new SEO trend.
Oh, the shiny objects.
But you have to get these fundamentals right first. They're the bedrock. They don't really go out of style no matter what the algorithm does next.
Absolutely. So take a moment, reflect on those questions. Just identifying where you might be going wrong is that huge first step towards getting it right and, unlocking your site's potential. Couldn't agree more. And to give everyone a leg up, we've put together that complete SEO fundamentals checklist. You can grab it via a link in the description below. It breaks all this down into actionable steps.
Because knowledge is great, but action is what gets results, right? Take what you've learned today and start applying it.
Well said. And maybe a final thought to leave everyone with. Now that you know these potential hidden traps in your SEO foundations, what's the very first fundamental aspect you're going to investigate on your own site? And what specific tool are you going to use to start digging?
Good question. Time to get hands-on.